We are moving to Italy. Hi, I'm Maggie, and this is Americana in Sicily. I am moving to Italy with my three daughters, ages 13, 11, and 8. And we are moving a few weeks late, but we are definitely on our way. This process has definitely been a journey and a growth opportunity. And this blog is just a way for me to keep my family and friends updated on our adventures along the way. For some context, I fell in love with Italy about 20 years ago when I spent some time in Florence at culinary school, which really means I drink a lot of wine. And I've traveled back to Italy multiple times to different places, and I love it more every time, and I never grow tired and always want to go back. And then a couple of years ago, I read a book about Sicily. And even though I'd never been there, there was this voice in the back of my head saying, "You're going to live there someday." And then that's around the time when the €1 house craze hit. And so in 2019, I actually started looking at different properties and was working with a realtor. We had multiple properties set up for me to view, and I was planning a trip over my spring break. But then COVID happened. And when we realized that COVID wasn't going to be short term, I put those house buying plans on hold because even though I'm adventurous, the thought of purchasing a house in an unknown city in a place where I'd never visited was a little overwhelming for me in my sort of controlling, like to plan organizer brain. And I really am glad that I waited because in 2022, my girls and I spent about 6 weeks in Europe and spent 8 days circling Sicily to see all of the different areas. And initially, I'd been looking at places in the southwest. And even though Ragusa and that area is beautiful, I truly fell in love with the north because it's where the mountains meet the ocean, and it truly stole my heart. So then I returned in November of that year, and I worked with a realtor, and it was a whirlwind of viewings. I saw over 20 properties in about 2.5 days. And when I walked into what is now my apartment, I felt like, oh my gosh, this is the place. For so many reasons, the view, the fact that I have an indoor kitchen and an outdoor kitchen, and then for some other reasons that weren't so apparent, but it lets me know that I am exactly where I'm meant to be. Purchasing a property in Italy where you don't speak the language is definitely an experience, but I was able to close on the apartment in March of 2023. And initially, I thought it was just going to be really my retirement plan and something that I would Airbnb occasionally. But then after spending the summer there this past year, I was so sad to leave. So usually after a vacation, you know, you're ready to go home. And I was actually so sad because I felt like I was leaving home and I wasn't ready. And the thought, though, of moving abroad with kids is a big step. And before actually my divorce with my girl's dad, we had talked about living abroad. And after purchasing this house, he actually really encouraged me to pursue moving abroad and taking them so that they could also have this live abroad experience. So with his blessing to take the girls, my thinking really started to shift about what this process could look like. But the visa process is super challenging, and I didn't know if I would ever even actually be approved for a visa. I ended up hiring an Italian immigration attorney to help me through the process, which was a good thing I did. And my initial application was approved in April. And then we turned around and we submitted the girls' applications, which have taken a little bit longer than anticipated. So that's why we're leaving 2 weeks late. And I'm living in my sister's basement for a few weeks until we can go. But we have our tickets now and we are moving ahead and we leave in just a couple of days. When we move to Sicily, we are moving to a small town called Bellistrate, which is just west of Palermo on the coast. There are only about 6,000 residents, and outside of big cities, a lot of people don't speak English. So this will truly be a full-on immersion experience for myself and the girls. There is one elementary school, one middle school, and they will attend the local school where apparently only the English teacher speaks English. We have been taking Italian lessons, and we also have a tutor lined up once we arrive so that we can all start to become a little bit more fluent in the language. But I anticipate a lot of tears in the first couple of months of school from all of us. And just in life as we really acclimate to living in a new place with new people and not having our loved ones around. Because leaving Colorado has been really difficult, leaving our family and our loved ones. According to my 13-year-old, I am ruining her life. Although it's fortunate that every adult who talks to her, whether they know us or not, says the same thing. This is going to be the most amazing experience of your life. Someday you're going to look back on this and you'll really appreciate it. And she does a really good job of keeping her face straight and not rolling her eyes when it's other people saying it. And I really do hope that she will look back on this fondly. But ultimately, right now, this blog could actually be called Maggie Ruined My Life, because that's what I hear about on a regular basis. All of these horrible experiences I'm forcing on my teen, and I'm stealing her 8th grade middle school year from her. But instead, this blog is a way for me to keep my family and friends updated. I anticipate really that only my mom and my friend Jill will even watch these videos, and maybe not even my mom. So thanks, Jill, for watching. I have set up an Instagram and a Facebook account that if I can figure out how to use Instagram, because admittedly, this is going to be the most challenging part for me potentially, is the social media. I am not on social media a lot. I don't like putting my life on display. I don't like living behind a camera. So we'll see how this goes, and I will do my best to keep family and friends updated. According to Google AI, I should have more content ready to go. So I'm going to get this on so that people can be updated, and I will then try to upload another video about our visa process and how smooth sailing navigating the Italian bureaucracy has been. So thanks for joining. I'll see you soon. Ciao.